You guys are listening to TECHEDTV podcasting series. In our show, we bring you the best in technologies, innovation, startups, fintech, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and the latest and the greatest in technology worldwide. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. You guys are listening to TECHEDTV podcast with a new episode of TGI Friday with Dan Gudema and myself, Dr. Edwin Hernandez, here from the EGLAVATOR. And today, hello Dan, how are you?
I am doing good, but 4 days getting up at 6 a.m. and getting my son to high school in Boca by 7:30. It's by Friday morning I am starting to lose it.
I actually had to catch a red-eye flight from San Francisco, from San Jose.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was done.
Of course.
You won't believe, every single flight that you're taking nowadays, is it a delay?
Yeah.
Has a lot of people.
Of course.
And then I was like...
They've optimized the flights with computing, and now they've optimized the flights. I've not been on a flight with an empty seat in years.
Yeah, no, but it's like, not only that, but it's the fact that you have all these people at the airports. I think I was so glad to have an Admirals Club membership.
Oh, yeah.
And basically stay away from the chaos for a little bit, sit down, eat some food, and maybe just, read some email and continue working for a few minutes before taking the flight. But still, the flights are tough. This long flight from here to California. I think if you're in Miami, take the direct flight from Miami to San Francisco, and then drive from San Francisco to anything in Mountain View. Going to San Jose is kind of hard because you have to make a stop in Phoenix or somewhere else.
Oh boy!
But anyway, so we had a good stuff. You went to a very cool event. I think I heard from you. What was it about? It was what was it?
They called it like Innovation Day or something. I'm not getting it right. Innovation Day, but it was a good place where a lot of people from the tech community were there, and I recognized a whole bunch of people. It was like a mini IT Palooza, like a 1/3 of IT Palooza. But I did see 5 or 6 people I know from the tech community that were there. It was mainly presentations. There were a ton of presentations.
Okay.
The most notable was, I'm not going to say it right, Mission was women. There was a very good presentation I wanted to talk about with you, but it was Mission Critical. I think it was Mission Critical. Is that right?
Mission Critical. No, I'm not sure what it is. What is it?
Yeah, it's women. I may have gotten the critical part wrong, but anyway, it was it's a women in tech organization supporting, and it's run by the woman who's from Finland. I'm not going to say her name right, so it's Svardi or something.
Okay.
So she and another tech person have moved back to South Florida, and they're trying to promote women to build out blockchain, W3, NFT, crypto, W3 technology overall through meetings, organization, education, capital raising. They're trying to push for women to be running these things. And honestly, Miami has some of that. We know that.
Right.
But I think when we look at Fort Lauderdale to West Palm, we don't have a lot going on. I have somebody who's supposed to walk into the studio today who said that that's what they're doing. So they're around, but she was, in particular, really talked about the progress of blockchain, progress of W3 in her presentation, and the progress of women as leaders in tech.
Wow.
And their knowledge.
Well, that comes back to I just...
And Metaverse too.
Oh, Metaverse.
A lot about Metaverse. Sorry.
We are going to discuss a little bit of my experience at the Metaverse Summit organized by the ECONOMIST magazine. Yeah. Very good event. They have 2 events. One, it was Innovation with Work first, and then Innovation with Work. They touched on a little bit of Metaverse, but not much. The second day was only the Metaverse Summit, and then we have also Meta with the MetaQuest Pro. The MetaQuest Pro is actually an XR device. It's $1,500 if you want it. It's very expensive.
Who's the manufacturer?
And they didn't say. They say it's
Oculus.
They rebranded. Oculus does no longer exist.
Okay, it's Meta.
It's Meta.
Okay.
And then basically, I was surprised to see Ernst & Young. Ernst & Young has like a good big Metaverse play where you can actually meet people from their executive team or experts, and you can go into their offices PwC has another Metaverse play.
Not live interaction, just preset offices you can wander around, right?
No, you can actually meet the person there.
Really?
You can go in there and you can actually have your avatar, and then you speak to the person. So then that's going to replace travel. That's what I was making the connection with travel and the trips. So then it was interesting to see Ernst & Young. Because Ernst & Young is not precisely like the Mecca, it's not Google. Basically, it's like, why are there? And then the other thing I saw was interesting was another company called haptics. Haptics is basically it's an air backpack that pushes air into your fingers with some gloves, and then the gloves make you feel the metaverse. Yes. So you grab like an apple, and it will put some weight to your hand.
Okay.
Pull it down, like a little bit of weight. You feel
sounds
the apple.
like, I'm not going to say it, but this sounds like it could go X-rated really quickly, but that's okay.
Well, yeah. In fact, the device, they have a new version of the device. It's $4,400.
Whoa.
But it will not be ready until September 2023.
Okay.
You have to pay it now, and you will receive it then. So I was like, okay, that's sad news, because I wanted to have one in the incubator so we can work on it, do some development cycles or whatever. But it was very interesting because, and then the most remarkable thing I thought was like, the biggest keynote was the guy from HTC, the mobile
we
phone
talked about that. Yeah, HTC, yeah, of course.
He has a brand of a headset called Vivero, Vivere. Or it's like a combination of Viverse. It's called Viverse. Yes.
So what is the low point now to get into this metaverse? So what is the lowest, cheapest? I remember there was the phone you would stick into you stick your phone into a paper mache box or something.
Yes, that's the 3D cheapest version of it. But the thing is that what he was discussing was, what is a metaverse? And I think I recorded his presentation, and you can find it on my LinkedIn, actually, a few extracts of that. And he was very happy because I recorded his old keynote. Nobody recorded him. I was on the front seat. So then I was able to share with the audience. But he presented 3 interesting things, and I'm going to go over them.
Gotcha.
The first thing is like, what is and what is not the metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The second thing that he presented is the Metcalfe law for the internet. So basically says that the variability of an internet depends on the number of nodes on the internet. Mm-hmm. And then he came up with his son. He had a PhD from MIT in computer science. This guy is he's brilliant. Yeah, guys. And then he's writing a book on the metaverse. So I was like, maybe we should do that. And he was really interested when we were working in the incubator. He was like, look, I want to work. Let's you connect me on LinkedIn. Send me something. What you got? Okay. So then, obviously, the Viverse is a headset that they manufacture. And then I was very, very intrigued with the third thing that he presented, which is he compared 2 ways to grow the metaverse. One in a metamorphosis play.
Okay.
And the other one that it was just a transformational play. In the first metaphor he made, he said, maybe we can be like locusts. So then basically right now it turns into an egg, it turns into like an intermediate step, and then they have the locusts. But then it's an ugly way to evolve.
Who controls, is there separate environments, or they're all going to work together?
That's the debate. The debate is that Meta, as a company, wants to control.
Of course.
Then Viverse, they want, in my opinion, what he was suggesting was to make it decentralized, no control, and make it into a standard. In fact, they were discussing the Metaverse Summit. They had some sort of like a Metaverse specification. Okay. So you can actually make metaverses that you can transfer stuff from one metaverse to another metaverse.
It's all coming down to doorways.
Correct. So then the decentralization part was a little bit of a clash, because they brought the Web3 team, the Web3 Foundation guy. And then the Web3 Foundation guy, I think, addresses some of the issues that we have addressed here as well in the past about Metaverse, which is basically like, what's the connection with Metaverse and NFTs?
Yeah.
What is the connection or not? It's like 2 separate things.
They're mutually exclusive. They don't have to work together.
Yeah, but the Web3 Foundation thinks that they have the best solution, because they're trying to say that the open foundation, open software technology will be the best way to create metaverses. Okay. So then the metaverse does not become the locus. It becomes more like a Mr. Alvin said in his keynote, that it can become like a butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
So it turns into an egg, into a worm, and then it does metamorphosis into something beautiful.
I totally get it. Meta controlling it is not that.
Meta controlling is not that. That's, in his opinion, that's not the way to go. That's going to be like an ugly way to separate the world into multiple.
This is right back to IBM PC. Open or not?
Yes.
By being open, it explodes. By not being open, it doesn't explode.
No, but I was discussing the situation with one of the persons there, and I think it's like we have a decentralized. And I was telling her, look, I see this Metaverse summit here with corporate people. They were very the dress code, very nice dress code, very like the food is traditional food, traditional things, and traditional values. Corporate people. And then we go to like Miami NFT conference. And then that is like, then you're like, okay, it's like
Miami NFT week.
Hey, Miami NFT week, all people, there's no rules.
It's like
everybody's doing whatever they want.
Women with extra body parts and men with extra large muscles. Yeah.
Yes, everybody like going crazy. They like the cars and the flash and the Bitcoin thing and the ring and the bling.
You walk in the entrance, you're walking to a mouth river.
Yes, exactly. So it was. So I was like, I see a big clash here because, in a way, I think corporate America, they want to get into the decentralized domination.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a war between the two versions of the metaverse.
Well, the winner will not be the closed loop. I mean, let's face it, the winner's never the closed loop in general, unless they can control it. But who controls the internet? Nobody does.
Nobody does. And then what they were, and a lot of people, you won't believe this, but I spoke with several investors, and they were really skeptical about the metaverse. They were like, why is it metaverse?
Well, listen. You know, I keep hearing Adam Kravitz say it over and over again about J-Date in 1996. They meet with investors and they say, people will use the internet to date. And the investor said, that will never happen in my lifetime.
Well, that's exactly what, and then I refer them to this BBC documentary from 1994.
Yeah.
1994. And if you listen to this woman in 1994 in
Imagine
the BBC
a world
documentary,
where every word ever written, every picture ever painted, and every film ever shot could be viewed instantly in your home via an information superhighway, a high-capacity digital communications network. What that would mean is you could transform your home into a mammoth interactive entertainment centre with your stock exchange and shopping centre thrown in. It sounds pretty grand, but it all comes down to computers communicating. And in fact, that's already happening on something called the internet, that anyone in the world with a computer and a modem.
I was there at the time.
So
I was on Mosaic.
This is 1994 documentary from the BBC.
I was on Mosaic in 93, so I was there. It was pretty crappy.
So basically, like, when you listen to this documentary and you listen to the people at the Metaverse event or the Web3 events, then you're like, holy crap.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same effect. It's the same like battlefield. The grandiose vision that the internet had back then. Any of those things that she's saying did not exist. They were just a vision. But now that she's saying it, you're like, yeah, isn't that obvious? It's like if somebody will come with the mysticism, they were like, she was Nostradamus of.
There is a book. I always get it wrong. I think it was Peter Schwartz. He's definitely the author. I think the book was The Inevitable Future. And he just says, just put all this data together and draw a line and you'll be there in the future. And you're going to get there. And that'll happen. Just because the data is saying it will. That's it. It's already happening a little.
Right.
Right.
And
that just grows and eventually it becomes that thing.
I totally agree. In fact, like one of the things that it was very remarkable during the debate, I heard that it was another aspect that we never thought about. It was just like, you need to be honest in the metaverse.
Well, anyone can be anybody they want in the metaverse, in my opinion.
And in fact, he was saying, like, look, that will be the way of defense of you. So then you can, people will adapt different personas when they go shopping or they make a deal.
Years ago, a good friend of mine who will never, I'll send him this podcast to listen to it. He had this idea of a verification system of who you are.
Well, I mean, that's what they were saying. It's
blockchain verification. Maybe that's what we should build, a blockchain verification of guaranteeing you are. So people vet you and say this is who that they say they are, and they prove you.
Well, that's what that was initially the way saying, like, and then like how to authenticate the users, number one, and
you get rated. How authentic are you based on the number of people? If 600 people have said you're really Edwin, and that's who you really are, and I've checked you, I know you, and you get these ratings, that's one way.
We're saying proof of stake.
Proof of stake, but I'm saying that's a blockchain app we could probably build very easily, right?
Yeah, no, but so it intrigues me that the fact that they have this metaverse concept with three-dimensional things. I run into this guy, actually. He had a company called Duality Robotics. Mm-hmm. He showed me his platform. It was better than everything that he was shown there. Mm-hmm. And then he said, like, look, let's work together. Like, I have this idea. Help me incubate metaverse projects. And I was like, sure, come over. So anyway, so I'm talking out loud here about some people, but one of the most important things that it was not precisely within the conference scope, but I think it was very valuable, was the fact that I saw a company that I would never expect to see them in a metaverse event. American Eagle Outfitters.
Well, look, any manufacturer has an IT person and strategist and department, and they're a big company. That Outfitters company is a big brand, a big brand. They want to know where to sell, where is the e-commerce happening. Okay,
let's go there.
Yeah.
Okay, look at how smart they are. And I think it's something I'm not asking. What I'm going to say cannot be considered as investment advice, but just a fact. Okay, they were smart. They bought 25 brands during the pandemic. Mm. You're like, you guys are crazy. Why should you buy 25 brands? You're going to go broke. Everything is not buying. But at the same time, they bought one company called Quiet Platform. Mm. Quiet Platform is the Uber of logistics. Mm. They reuse all the warehouses, the same trucks.
Oh, that's cool.
So one truck can carry American Eagle, but it could carry Abercrombie, can carry Zara, can carry, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And by making that efficiency of transport, the logistics transport, then they basically have come up with a strategic positioning that they don't have to have ever like problems with the inventory.
Gotcha. So then moved around properly.
So then basically they're smart, because now what they need to do, instead of having one brand, they have maybe 50 brands, mm-hmm. 30 that they operate themselves, and 20 that are working with them and making them money.
Yeah.
And then everybody, instead of becoming an antagonistic competitor, they become collaborator.
I get it. That's exactly the core concept behind FBA. FBA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, but that's what's...
it's only one company, Amazon, but all the sellers... they're on trucks being moved around constantly.
Yeah, no, but what they were saying is that they do this themselves, because obviously if they put it on Amazon, it takes all their...
They can't go to Amazon.
No, they can't, because they won't be able to make any margin.
Their answer on because the FBA has AI built in.
Yes.
So they can efficiently make their decisions, can be made for them on where the inventory needs to go, and they're offering it to their competitors or their brands under their label,
right?
Other brands, and it totally makes sense,
right? And then it comes back to like the Metaverse concept, and then I was like, wow, this is it. So I came to that realization. So anyway, we discuss that a little bit more, but mm-hmm. I will invite you down to join me, because I recorded a lot of the interesting. I couldn't record all of them because I had a meeting.
Yeah.
So I missed the Yuga Labs people, which I really regret that. But I got the guy from the Web3 Foundation. I have the guy from HTC Labs. And I have some other guys, especially one in security and cybersecurity for the Metaverse.
Okay.
It was an interesting chat and discussion from different perspectives. And I want to probably share with you those, so you listen to them, and then we play back to the audience so they can learn more about what happened at this Metaverse Summit, and they can learn more about the Metaverse and how is that going to affect your decision-making process, and either you're in or you're out of this bandwagon, because although Meta is full in, they took a nice 20% hit yesterday in their stock, right? They went from $140 to $93.
All right, let's just say that they suck, but that's another.
Yeah, that's another problem for. But Meta was big there. They would have all their team there.
Yeah,
everybody was there, and then I got in touch with a few guys that were in the policy group, where they provide grants to incubators.
Wow, that's amazing.
So they incubate
I love
new
that.
meta ideas.
I'm not saying Meta sucks. I'm just saying they control a lot of stuff and they just are a monopoly. Let's just do that.
No, and I actually said it. And I was, look, I think I told straight in the face to this lady from Meta. I said, look, I think the economy just put this together because your stock is not doing very well.
They're basically they're the new IBM and new Microsoft. That's what they are. That's what they are.
Yeah, but I was surprised because nobody was discussing anything about Apple and their glasses. There was a lot of concerns about what could happen with Apple. Apple is very quiet; they don't say much. But I think this mixed reality, augmented reality, and real, and then it goes back to like the device, the augmented reality thing that we have over there, the biohazard. Okay, like I mentioned to people, we have that. It was like, wow. It's like, do you sell the patent? No, okay. And then this other woman, she actually sees an education with Meta. Mm-hmm. And then I showed her the AR stuff that we've been working on here.
Yeah.
And then she wanted to collaborate too. So there's a lot of things that could be done with this metaverse on.
So are you kind of saying that the AR can extend? It would happen within the Meta?
Yeah, of course. The AR, VR, and all those things.
So you can have like let's just say a nuclear power plant, and all the workers aren't there. They're all with their homes, and they're doing all the work.
Yes, in case there's an accident, they don't die. But they kill everybody around it.
They make a mistake, but they're not there. They're on vacation.
Yeah, they're remote. Yeah, so those things could happen. In fact, they show a demo, like there was interesting demo where they had even, that's what the feedback, this like having this force feedback in your hands is crucial.
Can't we just like get together and try to win a contract from a nuclear power plant and just change everything over to AR?
That's what they were trying. In fact, like the guys showing the demo were from France. That's the company. It's in France. It's called Avante. Yeah. So then they have AR. But anyway, so it was interesting how the metaverse is going to change everything supposedly. So that's why we have this metaverse incubator.
We even have a good name for that. We'll call the product AR Knox.
AR Knox. Okay. Okay. All right, so thank you very much, Dan. Have a great weekend, and I get to see you next Friday.
Get some sleep for
TGI Friday.
Both of us.
Yes, we're gonna get some sleep. Thanks again. Bye bye. This show is brought to you by EGLA Communications at the EGLAVATOR in Boca Raton, Florida.